Bryant, make your comments, sir.
Listen at what you said. I went to the city council meeting last night, and I have a letter here saying Community Development Block Grant CBG for a city of Jeffersonville Adult Learning Center. And in paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, it said Twiggs County Commission. Twiggs County Commission committed to deed 45 acres for an adult learning center, continues upon award of the grant, committed to provide additional project support as appropriated, continue upon award of the grant. It doesn't say what it is here. And I questioned him last night about the maintenance, the water, who gonna be responsible for that. The only thing on here that the city is responsible for is that they agreed to, if to get the grant, to pay $10,000. They agreed to pay the $10,000 cash matching, continue upon the grant. And so, and everything else, ain't nothing on here that the city said that they were going to do. So I went to the city council last night, and I asked them some questions about that. And they was not really truly, what I talked with them is that they said we need to scrub this whole thing and start all over again. Because they said we need to meet with the county commission. I said that's a good idea. I said because so everybody could be on the same page. They were not aware what was going on themselves. They said they didn't request no 4 or 5 acres of land. So they came in there and told them they're gonna give them this here, and they didn't even know anything about the land. And Mr. Peacock sent them $400 bill. So the city sent the $400 bill back to the county, and on this here check register, the county paid Mr. Peacock $400. And I said, well, if y'all like for the 45 acres of land and you had a survey, we're not required to pay Mr. Peacock for surveying the land. They said, we didn't ask for it. And so it's really, it's a situation that I don't know how, like a wildfire got out of hand. And
thank you, Mr. Bryant.
Okay.
Mr. Ford?
Well, I'll make one comment. 2 meetings in a row now, it's been alleged that I attended a meeting out at the county park with Jerry Peacock and others. I did not. So let's just put that to rest right now. I did not. I don't know where that came from, but I did not.
He got it from Mr. Peacock.
Let me say this here.
Mr. Floyd, got the floor. He'll proceed on.
You want to know where it come from, Mr. Floyd?
Mr. Floyd's got the floor. He'll proceed with his comments, Commissioner. Mr. Floyd?
Well, I believe that the gentleman in the audience is the one that brought it up twice. And,
no, Mr. Bryant brought it up first. I mean, the night that y'all had the meeting, the first meeting. That Mr. Peacock had told him that you were there, Sampson was there, and Mr. Bennett was there, and Miss Judy Sherman was there, along with Mr. Peacock. I think that was what it was all about. Was it Mr. Barton? I'm not sure. Mr.
I can't say anything.
Mr. Floyd, you've got the floor, and I proceed on with your comments. Mr. Fisher, would you please refrain
He's
from comment?
asking me the question, sir.
He's making statements, sir. Please proceed on.
That's true. I did just make a statement.
Yeah, okay. You're looking straight at me and asking me a question. It's in a form of a question.
That's all. I just went known. I did not attend such meeting. So it is erroneous.
I can't say nothing, so.
Commissioner Sampson?
Yes, this is the second time I've heard that I've attended that same meeting with the same people involved. Be it known, let it be shown, I want you to know, I did not attend a meeting with 3 commissioners that was not a public meeting. I did not attend that, okay? So whoever told you that lied to you. That's it.
Anything else? Commissioner Epps?
I just want to direct my comments to Mr. Ashby. Mr. Ashby, it was announced at our last meeting that Senator Brown had called a public hearing to discuss Senate Bill 110. And it was just that, a public hearing, to get the public's input of their opinion about Senate Bill 110. At that meeting, I said, I will not be able to attend that meeting. I have a prior engagement that I am committed to, that I had committed to before that meeting was put on the docket. But I also let Senator Brown and Representative Epps know that I was against Senate Bill 110. So I did express my opinion.
Thank you.
But I also want to say that locally, when we were having hearings about, with planning and zoning, changing ordinances, I was at every meeting. I was at Liberty Hill Church meeting. I was in the courthouse at the meeting. I resent you saying that I do not listen to my constituents and I do not speak, because I do. I'm very aware of their opinion of the landfill. I have no doubt how they feel, and I try to convey that to the people that are beyond me in power. However, Senate Bill 110 passed, and you need to check the vote to see who voted for it, and it will be going to the House to be voted for, and you need to check those votes also.
I had said, Commissioner Epps, that you did have a plate full of controversy with your constituents. I didn't leave you out. You did your job.
Thank you, sir. The public meeting, and I'm trying to give you as many facts as we can because I think the public needs to know the facts, and the facts will stand for themselves. The spinning of information, misuse of information will stand the test of time, and it will show. The public hearing, Mr. Ashley, is for strictly that, it's public hearing, public input. It's not a political forum. The Associated County Commissioners of Georgia do a fine job of keeping these board members informed of issues. Those public hearings was an opportunity for Senator Brown and Representative Epps to hear the public's input. I have both phone numbers, and I am in daily, almost daily contact with each of those members, and they know exactly the thoughts that I may have for the community and the needs that I share with them for the community, and we do that continually. I understand, and of course I was not there, but I understand that there were some elected officials there and previous elected officials there, which bodes well, I guess, because really it should be one of those things that someone, and you've been relatively new to the community, you've been here, what, about 7 years, that you ought to know some of the background and history, because those same elected officials is the reason for the placement of the landfill being where it's currently located now. It was established in '91 on a tract of land that was purchased for that purpose. So to try to change this board with acquiescing and creating a pollution problem that has not been well established and well founded by those that seem to want to be on another side right now is well and good, because I see that they've gotten an enlightenment and they've become well known in environmental safety. But you need to know that those same records will show that those same board members are the ones that incorporated Wilson County into Twiggs County, and that site was used to collect garbage from McIntyre, Gordon, Irvington, Toomsboro, Danville for almost 10 years before any of them, before these four members to my right and left become a part of this board. So, secondly, beyond that, it might also be factual information to reveal that those same elected members used an unlined landfill for the mid-70s up to '91, which is located out there next to Mr. Fountain, within about a mile of his house. That's an unlined landfill that's covered, and it's over a watershed. These are the same elected officials that used that facility until it was exhausted. These are facts that should be looked at and used, and however you spend them will be up to you, but they're reality of the situation. The opportunity to resolve environmental issues is all important to all of us. It's nothing to be taken lightly, and none of us have taken it lightly. In terms of the efforts at the Learning Center, Mr. Fincher, you must realize that roughly 48–49% of our community's constituents are classified as illiterate. That means that almost half of the county's population has a challenge to try to make themselves available, qualified for jobs. You also got to realize that the Economic Development Group has taken the lead on trying to accomplish the efforts of providing a state-of-the-art learning center that the public might come to avail themselves and improve their position. The public meeting that you're referring to or alluding to is no such a fact. There was not a public meeting held by the Board of Commissioners. There was a hearing for input that was conducted and called by the Economic Development Group at the Senior Center. I was not there, and I've heard 2 commissioners say that they were not there, and I believe, understand Ms. Epps to say that they were not there. So your inference that there was a clandestine meeting is the furthest thing from the truth. To reflect into the community needs to know how, I'd say, selfish and short-sighted some people seem to be when they look at something to be presented to the community for the public to come to.
You don't call me short-sighted. I know you short-sighted by even making that accusation, sir.
I am making my comments.
Well,
sir.
you make it comments and you can call me what you want to.
One more time and you're out of here, sir. The need is there, and the facts will speak for themselves. The Board of Commissioners, the mayor, I don't know how many other councilmen, but there are many others that see the need of our learning center. The collaborative to accomplish that is to be commended if it can be accomplished. Stir in the pot of calling the commissioner of the Department of Community Affairs or whatever department he's part of. If it benefits you and your constituents, that's well and good. But I trust that the success will come somewhere down the road. Finally, I'd like to say this. You and Mr. Fincher, you and Mr. Ashley, y'all been before this board over the past year 10 times. We have 24 regular meetings. That was 10 times. That's almost half the time you're here before this board expressing points that you're concerned about spending your information, putting information out that is beyond the scope of reality. You have never presented yourself with any credentials that you represent any particular group or anything of that nature to this board, which I think is demeaning to this board and its function. If you have such credentials, or if you represent some particular interest, I would ask that you be forthcoming to give that. Not being forthcoming, I would ask also that you would provide, so that the public will know, maybe a resume to this board and to the public of your experiences, your educations, your certifications. You find it funny?
Yeah, I find it funny. You sit there and talking about us. Can we answer you when you get through?
No, sir. I believe if you would do that, I think this board would have more confidence in what maybe your positions you're taking and things you might be saying. All that being said, sir, the opportunity for you to meet before this board is